Employers and employees share the responsibility for minimizing exposure to bloodborne pathogens. To protect workers, employers are required to adhere to the OSHA bloodborne pathogen standard. OSHA requires employers to maintain a written exposure control plan. This plan outlines the protective actions that will be taken to eliminate or minimize occupational exposure to blood or other potentially infectious materials. It also describes procedures that will be taken if an on-the-job exposure occurs. Engineering and work practice controls are identified in the exposure control plan. Engineering controls are tools that employees can use to protect themselves and others from exposure. These include personal protective equipment, biohazard waste bags, and biohazard sharps containers. Work practice controls are procedures employees should follow to protect themselves and others from exposure. These include the use of PPE, disposal of contaminated materials, safe handling of sharps, and proper cleaning of equipment. In addition to establishing an exposure control plan, employers must provide proper training about risks associated with bloodborne pathogens and how to minimize these risks to all employees who may be exposed to bloodborne pathogens. Employers must also offer a hepatitis B vaccination to employees who are at risk of exposure. An employee may refuse the vaccination, but if later decides to accept the vaccination, the employer must provide it. As an employee, you should know and follow your employer's exposure control plan. Make sure to use the tools your employer provides and follow the procedures your employer has established to help keep you safe. It is especially important that you use standard precautions and treat all blood and other potentially infectious materials as if they are known to contain bloodborne pathogens.